Good morning, viewers. You're watching the news with me, Sartina, Kompas TV. I will present to you the hot news for today about vaccine of COVID-19. And COVID-19 pandemic for World Health Organization or WHO responds immediately to find a vaccine of COVID-19. There are no vaccines to prevent more than 20 life-threatening diseases, and COVID-19 a vaccine-preventable disease. WHO is working in collaboration with the scientists, business, and global health organization through the ACT accelerator to speed up the pandemic response. When a safe and effective vaccine is found, COVAX will facilitate the equitable access and distribution of this vaccine to protect people in all countries. People most at risk will be prioritized in phase 3 clinical trials in many thousands of people across continents. Some of the human factors that determine whether any of the COVID-19 vaccine candidates being developed around the world actually work. To know how the vaccine works in our body, let's see the following briefly reporting.
To understand how vaccines work, it helps to look first at how the immune system works, because vaccines harness the natural activity of your immune system. There are about 100 trillion bacteria and viruses on your body. Not all of them cause disease, but some are able to get inside our bodies to multiply, and this can make us ill. There are barriers to stop this happening, but suppose some disease-causing bacteria do get through. Your immune system is quick to recognize them as invaders. This is because the proteins or sugars on the bacteria's surface have different shapes to any of the ones in the human body. They trigger a complex chain of events involving many different types of white blood cells working together. One type of white blood cell is able to make antibodies to fight the invaders. Antibodies can stick to the proteins or sugars on the bacteria's surface, and this kills the bacteria or disables them. However, not all antibodies will work against these bacteria. They have to be exactly the right shape, a bit like a key fitting a lock. Our bodies have a library of billions of white blood cells, each of which can make just one shape of antibody. Only a few of these antibodies will match the invading bacteria. Producing antibodies of the right shape can take several days. By this time, there could be billions of disease-causing bacteria in your body. Once the right cells are activated, they quickly divide and turn into a production line, making masses of antibodies that stick to the bacteria. Eventually, your body gets rid of all the bacteria and you recover. Antibodies remain in the blood, and some white blood cells may also become memory cells. If those specific bacteria invade the body again, the immune system will respond so quickly that you won't get ill. Vaccines work in the same way. They contain weakened or dead bacteria or viruses, or even just a few proteins or sugars from the surface. This is enough to convince the immune system that a real invader has got in. The same process takes place as when real bacteria or viruses invade our bodies, except you don't get it afterwards. If your body ever meets the real thing, your immune system will remember it and get rid of it before you even know it's there.
Stay home if you can, to protect the most vulnerable. And don't forget to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds and as often as possible.
Well, viewers, the next news about COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia. Indonesia is reporting a new daily high of 4,850 new coronavirus cases. The death toll has also passed 11,500, the highest in the region. Gareth Di Gurnadi NG, 47 years old, toils until nearly midnight almost every day in Jakarta cemetery, preparing plots for fellow Indonesia amid a renewed spike in coronavirus burials. He worried and scared about the job and responsibility where prior to the global pandemic right when he left work at 4 p.m. to spend time with his young family. But he was lucky so far. Jakarta has been the epicenter of the outbreak in Indonesia, where authorities have struggled for months to contain the virus. The country has reported nearly 245,000 cases, including 9 and 553 deaths, the highest level in Southeast Asia. Start of the pandemic, burials in Jakarta dropped to around 20 to 30 on average per day in July to November, but they shot up in September to between more than 60 per day, data from the city government showed. As ambulance carrying victims snake around the entrance of Pondok Ranggon Cemetery, it could be full within 2 months at the current rate of burials, usually bury around 10 people every day. For the last few days, it has reached an average of 30 per day of COVID-19 burials.
Indonesia has now recorded more than 11,000 COVID-19 deaths. The first ambulance bearing a COVID-19 victim arrives at the cemetery at 8:30 a.m., followed by many more throughout the day. Under COVID-19 protocols, bodies and coffins have to be wrapped in plastic, highest toll in Southeast Asia.
That's all of the news for today. We meet again in the same time and channel. Thank you for your attention. Complete the health protocols and see you.